people who study genes and genetics, scientists, they have identified a certain gene recently. It's called gene SLG684. And you know what they labeled it? It's called the worry gene. It's a medical fact. Now I want you to listen to me carefully. And the people who have the short version of the gene SLG684 are prepositioned, they say, and more prone to worry than people who have the long version of this particular gene. And when I read that, I thought to myself, oh God, do I have the short version or just reading that, I just immediately went to worry. And I remembered this text, much ado about nothing. I'm with you. I'll never forsake you. I'll never leave you. I'll never abandon you. I'm telling you today that God does not want us to live in chronic fear. Fear is usually the result of increased vulnerability. And that's what we're feeling in our nation and around the world. We feel vulnerable. We don't have any way to protect ourselves, but we have the protection of Psalms 91. And if you don't even read the Bible, and by the way, I was notified today that many of the rabbis and synagogues are reading the protection Psalms out of the book of Psalms over their people, and they're asking them to take those Psalms. They believe that there is supernatural power in Psalms like Psalms 91, that when you speak those words, that He'll give His angels charge over you, that He'll protect you, that He will keep you, and you abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Read Psalms 91. When you're afraid, choose faith over fear. Read the Word of God. If you'll read the Bible will read you. And it'll detect that fear, and then it'll feed your faith.
Now, what is faith? Hebrews 11:1 says, faith is the assurance, the confirmation, the title deed of the things we hope for, being the proof of the things that we do not see. See, when you're asking for something by faith, you don't see it yet as a reality in your life. And a lot of times it doesn't even make any sense to your mind. It's like it's way beyond anything that you would ever, in your sane mind, think that you could have. But faith sees things that don't make any sense to the natural man. I marvel. I look back and I marvel at why in the world I would have ever, in my wildest imagination, thought that I could do what I'm doing today. And yet when God speaks to you, when He puts something in your heart, when something in the Word comes alive to you, if you'll listen to your spirit and not your head, you see things and you can believe for things that just absolutely don't even make any sense.
A little faith in significant substance produces great results. A lot of faith in insufficient substance will produce no results. Because what makes faith faith is the substance to which it is attached. So to understand faith, you have to look at the substance of things hoped for, that is what the object is, and the evidence of things not seen. So let me clarify something then about what faith is not. Faith is not how you feel. Faith is not, let me put in a word, necessarily how you feel. You can feel faithless, but be full of faith. You can feel full of faith and have no faith. Because faith is not, first and foremost, an emotion. Emotions do not have intellect. Emotions don't think. That's what emotions are. It's how you feel. And feelings shift based on the information received. Faith is tied to substance that is not yet seen or experienced with the five senses, but that you are convinced is real based on the integrity of the subject who is calling for the faith.